All right, let's try that again with the microphone not muted. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Technology Thursday. This is the stream in which we write code, and this week we are continuing to build a Discord bot in Java. Now, last week we went ahead and got everything working so that most of the entities that we are looking for. So we've got the message, the emote is not currently implemented, Discord user, Discord server, and Discord channel. These are all implemented so that they save to the database whenever certain events are happening. Everything's great. Now, we do have some issues though. When we look at our here it is, routing JDA handler, we've got a ton of logic inside this class, and really a lot of it is mapping between objects of different types, and really it's mapping between the JDA types, which are from the library that we're using to interact with Discord, and our custom types, which are dramatically simplified from that and more suited to our domain. So we're going to clean that up a bit. Additionally, we're going to take a look at iDoughlebot handler. Right now, this is tightly coupled to JDA because we are passing in a message received event from that library, and that's okay, right? It's not like there are a huge number of libraries out there that provide Discord functionality. But honestly, that's not great design. And I tend to be a big fan of iterative design. And now that we've got something that's working, it's time to go through, give it a quick clean up, and then start adding new features. So first thing that we're going to need to do is we've got all of these methods here that are taking in JDA types and converting them to our normal types. So let's start building some mappers so that when we actually do need to convert between these types, we have a single place where that code lives. And hey, Kitty, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming by. We're talking through how we're going to clean up the code, because right now the code is a bit of a spaghettified mess. Spaghetti code is something that I always try and do away with. But sometimes especially when you're dealing with getting things set up initially, sometimes it makes sense to do things in a quick and dirty way and then take a second pass where you straighten things up after the horrible mess you've made. Hydrate. Thank you very much. And there we go. So we've got our server package. We're going to go ahead and create a new package in here called mapper. And now we're going to think through the best way to do this, because we definitely want to make sure that we have a consistent interface for this stuff, but actually not everything not all of these data structures are equal with one another. So for example, Discord server is pretty straightforward. It's just the two attributes. Discord channels, of course, have a reference to the server, so we can't map them without also passing in the server itself. And Discord user is pretty straightforward. And then the message is going to require, both the message object as well as the Discord user and the Discord channel. So I was originally thinking about perhaps making an interface that all of our mappers could implement, but I don't think that's a solution that is going to work at this point, just because it's not a straight conversion from one type to another, unless we want to use some kind of generic data structure. But ultimately, because the number of entities that we are mapping is pretty low, I think the benefit we get from starting with an interface is just not worth the headache of the workarounds that we're going to need to do in order to make this clean and a consistent interface. So we will go ahead and start by creating the Discord server mapper. So let's add a public static class, or a public static method. It is going to return a Discord server, and it is going to be called map server, and we will take in a guild. Because that is the data structure used by JDA. All right, and that's fine. We'll just leave it as null for now. Next, we need a Discord user mapper. And actually, I suppose for these, we could have, a generic interface that, yeah, let's actually do that. Just not because we need to, but because, it's a good opportunity for us to talk through why we do some of that stuff. And since I am a big fan of, actually teaching while I stream, let's do it for fun. So, we're going to call this an I mapper, and we're going to give it two generic types. We're going to give it S, standing for source, and T, standing for target. And so we will say, we don't need to give it a declaration of privacy, so we will say T map S source. All right, and so what this means is that our interface, when we implement it, we're going to have to say this is an instance of, or it implements IMapper, and then the data type it converts from, and the data source or the data structure it converts to. And then we've defined the method map, which will of course do that mapping. And that should be fun. And actually, we're gonna just do one quick refactor here, because actually this is gonna be I simple mapper. That way, if we decide we want to do a more complex mapper interface later, that we can. So now let's go ahead and implement I simple mapper. The source type here is guild, and the target type is Discord server. Got our big error there because we haven't actually implemented any methods. And then here we can see, right, we've got our override, public Discord server map, guild source, and we're returning null. So, that's all hunky-dory. So now let's do the same thing here, although we got to take a look at our routing JDA handler, because we do have probably multiple different things we need to check. So there are multiple types of users that we need to handle. We have, sorry, I'm looking through my code looking for where this shit exists. All right, so we've got map Discord user. Got our message. Yes, let's take a look at the shit. All right, so we have, let's take a look at our structure view. We have users. We also have members, which are not the same, but similar. And we also have an author somewhere down here, which is of type user. Okay, so yeah, we've got user and member. So let's see if we can dig in a little bit further and figure out why these are not the same thing. So here we are. We've got our user. Which is just an interface. It does member doesn't extend it. All right, let's go here and say, let's find all usages. Yeah, we don't need that. Usage and extends implements clause rather. All right, self user. That's not user impl. That's not exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, that's not either. Yeah, bear with me. Sorry, we're just digging in now. This is a very convoluted way they've set up all of their entities. Okay, so we actually don't know yet what a user is, and this isn't particularly particularly useful because everything is an I mentionable in this, message action mention thing. So let's take a look at member. So a member has get user, get guild. It's handy. All right, I think we're gonna stick with user. I think that is the type that we can make use of here. Yeah, so we're gonna leave that there. We're gonna do one quick thing just to make my life a little bit easier as well. Let's refactor this to Discord message. Now we want to leave those unselected because those are totally fine to leave as they are. I don't know if you all can hear the fireworks in the background. It is the 5th of November, which means that here in the UK, people are celebrating the day a Christian terrorist tried to blow up Parliament because they were a different flavor of Christian, and they're celebrating. I don't really know. Doesn't really make any sense to me, but if it's an opportunity to play with explosives, then I guess I can't fault people for going all in on it. Okay, great. That's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. All right, so Discord user mapper is going to implement what did I call it? iSimpleMapper. And the source type is going to be user, which I believe is this one. Should be all right. And then the target type will be Discord user. And that's hunky-dory. Yes, that's pretty good. So now let's take a look at a message. This is going to need a Discord channel and a Discord author. So or a Discord user as the author. That's fine. So we'll grab we'll go ahead and make a channel mapper first. I think one of the things I struggle with in my day-to-day programming is just consistent naming of entities, right? So we've got it better, right? It's Discord channel, Discord message, Discord server, Discord user. This will be Discord emote because I think eventually Dougalbot will also have some Twitch some Twitch integration as well. So, we need to have the platform defined as part of the entity because otherwise, there will be ambiguity when using the entities. So, I'm trying to do better with that, but I'm not always super at it. So, implements iSimpleMapper, and this is a channel, which is not the invite one. Let's take a look at our routing JDA handler because we should have an import here, which should tell us. Well, shit, we're just getting .entities.star, so... Alright, channel. We're going to go with this one. No, I don't know if I don't think that's right. Let's look through our code and find where we're actually handling it. So it should be on save message. Oh, so we're actually going with text channel. That should be fine. Okay. Yes, much more simple. And then Discord channel. And then let's implement the method. Simples. Hey, Shinyan! Welcome! Yes, we're writing code. We are building a Discord bot. Let's see, did I remember to set up a command for it? I did not. I've got a Discord server you can join if you want. But I don't have the invite saved on my browser where I do this stuff, so bear with me just a sec. Okay, there we go. Now I've got that where I need it. There you go. Right now, I mean, it's not particularly active. It's a very, very small community, and of course, because I'm the guy who runs it, you know, it's full of cursing. And no, this is an actual Macintosh. This is my Mac Mini. As a software engineer, you know, got used to using a Mac because that's what I always use at work, and so here we are. Yeah. All right. So let's see. We've got our Discord user, server, and channel. So now we need our Discord message mapper. And this is going to implement simple mapper. The source type is message, which this is from this package right here. That should be fine. And then we're outputting a Discord message. There we go, much better. Yeah, so that's what I used to do. I used to be a Windows, desktop operating system. Well, kind of, I don't know. I went through an Ubuntu phase, which I really enjoyed. But, I found hardware compatibility was occasionally problematic, especially as, there was a time when the Linux environment hadn't caught up with, what was it? Windows 8, maybe, where they changed the way booting into your OS works. And so installing Grub on, I think it was Windows 8 machines, became really, really painful. And so, I kind of just left Linux behind for a little while then. And then, shortly after that, I got my first job where Macs were the default that they would give you. And so, yeah, I think it was Windows 8. But then, with Mac, you've got your Unix command line. You've got an operating system that's reasonably polished. And, I'm old, so if I'm going to play, I want to get away from the computer that I spend my whole day working at. and go to a console, just because it's that separation between where I work and where I play most of the time. So yeah, so there we go. That's why I've got a Mac. But I will admit that I'm not a big fan of Apple. I think the price you pay for Macintosh products is more than they're worth. And I think Apple takes the piss of us. Yes. Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, because when you're working, you just, remote into the server, and, you're in a command line interface anyway, which is beautiful. Yeah, I miss the simple days where I could do Windows. But I mean, with that said, Windows 10 is, I think, a reasonable operating system. It's definitely a respectable entry in the Windows line. But I found that the last time I installed it, the default Windows image, right? Not like an OEM install of Windows, but like I bought a copy of Windows and installed it, actually on a partition of this Mac Mini. And man, there's a lot more junk provided with the OS these days that is pretty questionable. And that's the one thing I do like about Mac, is that really, I mean, it comes with nearly nothing, right? I mean, I guess you've got iMovie and GarageBand and all that, but they, the first time you start any of those things, you have to download a bunch of stuff, because, they don't want to take up that much space by default. Yeah. I mean, now with that said, Mac does have a lot of junk. For example, the fact that I need to use a third-party application in order to have keyboard shortcuts to do things like, moving windows around. Like, that's garbage. Oh, I've got some open windows. There we go. Live slow, die whenever. Yeah, so there we go. But I feel like I've been rambling enough. I'm going to dive back into the code. All right, so in case you weren't here when we got started with this bit, so we've got a decently working routing handler. It's going ahead and saving all of the messages, but I'm not happy with it because we've got so much code in here that's doing mapping between objects. So we're pulling all of the mapping code out, and we're gonna, make a better way of doing it. And actually, I've been thinking, and I think everything I need can be handled with the simple mapper. So we're going to start by doing the Discord message, because this is the one where it's most likely to struggle. So let's get right to it. So we're going to say return new Discord message. That's just a handy little shortcut to extract a variable there so that we can return it. We're going to say source dot get author, right? We've got a user there. And I think since these are all I need to do one other thing. Oh, no, maybe I can't do that. Okay, shit, I can't make this static. So that's okay. We will, yeah, that's actually totally all right. We're just going to, inside our message mapper, make use of a user mapper and a channel mapper. Simples. No need to overcomplicate the interface there. So we'll say private, oops, I can't type, private Discord user mapper, and private Discord channel mapper, and we're going to go ahead and give these both the auto wired annotation, just because that's a much faster way of getting oops, bear with me. There we go. That's exactly what we're looking for. Bing! That's fine. None of those are actually in the context yet. There we go. Now we should be good to go. There we go. Hey, yeah, no worries, no worries. I really appreciate that you're stopping in. Yeah, so I think this is better, right? So now that we've got our user mapper and our channel mapper injected in, now we can just use them in our map. And you know, it should be good to go. This does, of course, introduce tighter coupling between you know, some of these entities, but I don't think that really can be avoided here. So, all right, so we also want to get the channel. And let's see, can I... Yeah, I may need to change my Discord channel mapper to use a message channel instead. And I think a text channel is an implementation of that. Yeah, it should be fine. Okay. There we go. All right, so now we can say Discord message dot set author user mapper dot map author, and then Discord message dot set channel mapper dot map source channel, and then Discord message dot set raw message content source dot get content raw. That should be fine. And then finally we'll say Discord message dot set ID source dot get ID long. Okay, and then we're good to go. That's all pretty straightforward. And actually, now that we've got these data types mapped out, I can just call these directly rather than having some intermediary data structures that aren't really adding any value. And that is clean and easy to manage. Perfect. All right, so now let's go on to the channel mapper. All right, so a Discord channel is going to have an ID, a channel name, and a server. So we're going to need to inject a private, I cannot spell that word apparently, a private Discord server mapper. I'm sure there's a keyboard shortcut that would allow me to do that, you know, more readily. But that's just not how I roll, folks. Not how I roll. All right, so we've got our message channel. So we want to say return a new Discord channel. We're going to say channel.set channel name, source.get name, simples, channel.set ID, source.get ID long. Gotta love IntelliJ IDEA. Really makes the process of writing software dramatically easier, dramatically so. And then we'll say channel.setServer, and here we'll say servermapper.map, source.get ooh, all right. So this may be problematic. We may not actually have the channel or the thing in the stuff. I'm really articulate. Oof. All right, so for some reason we do not actually see the guild, which is mind-blowing, right? A message channel can only exist inside of one guild. So why on earth can one not go directly from the channel to its parent guild? It's bonkers, I tell ya. Bonkers! Alright, I'm just looking through this again because there's got to be a way I can retrieve this. And so I'm not going to give up yet. This is bad design, bad library design. But that's okay because half of being a software engineer is Googling and the other half is cursing. And so we're going to curse while Googling. The curse of the Google. All right, so let's say, JDA get guild from, this is a message channel. So this extends guild channel, message channel, and iMentionable. That's interesting. Okay, so we have our can talk, etc. Aha. Okay, so we do have guild channel here. So why are we not able to get? All right, folks, we gotta dive back into our mapping handler here, because here we're actually dealing with guild channel. Yeah, let's deal with that. Okay, so when we get our save Discord server, map message. Okay, so we've got our message received event. Let's say event dot get. Okay, so we can get channel or text channel. Text channel will be a guild channel as well. Okay. All right, folks, we're good. We're good. We're going to be just fine. So we need to change our mapper a little bit. Discord channel mapper is actually not a message channel Discord channel mapper. It's actually a guild channel. Yeah, that's fine. So we're going to call this a guild channel. And import that. So now we should just be able to say source.getGuild. And that mapping now works the way we expect it to. God, that's a confusing library design. I'm not sure what type of benefit they think they're getting from all of those interfaces. I mean, hell, it's always possible that it's just that these guys are so much smarter than me that I don't understand what they're doing. But that just seems convoluted, right? Because when you're designing a library that's going to be used by the general public, if your design is so ivory tower that, you know, your users can't actually follow what you're doing, then you failed in the design of your API. Even if you've made a really, really, really flexible solution that can do whatever it is that you want it to do, it's still kind of a bullshit way of doing it. And I stand by this point of view. My name is Brendan Dugan, and I approve this message. All right, but that's fine. You know what? Because we've now solved our bit here. I mean, you know what? And let me just go ahead and put a fair warning out there in case any of the JDA developers are out here watching my stream, which they're not, because, you know, nobody watches my stream except for Kitty. Kitty watches my stream all the time. But it is worth noting that I'm not great at, you know, reading documentation. I have this curse of being smart enough to figure shit out a lot of times. And so, you know, I've just kind of adopted the point of view that whatever it is, I could probably figure it out. I'm not too worried about it. And, hey, there you go, Kitty. I knew you were still probably there. Because you're always there. Because you're great. I appreciate you. Yeah, so there we go. But that's the moral of the story. yes, I should probably be reading the documentation on this shit before I do it. But also, if you're designing an API for, third-party developers, you should try and make it intuitive and not full of bullshit. So I'm gonna hop down off my soapbox now. So let's set the server name. We're gonna say source.getName, Discord server set ID, source get ID long. And holy shit, folks, I think that might be, yeah, that's the whole thing. And did we already do our Discord user mapper? We did not. Okay. This is A-okay. So we're going to return a new Discord user. Let's extract a variable from that. I could probably do it all one line because I've got the bits all defined, but meh. User.set ID will be source.getID long, which I saw there and hit enter a little too quickly. User.set global Discord username. That's going to be source.getName. Let me just double check this because I think we've also got a get effective name. No, we don't in the actual user, so that's fine. I think in the author interface we have the get effective name, but that's not useful here. User dot set last seen. Let's see if we've got anything here that's going to work for this, but actually we probably don't. Yeah, we have the time created, but we're not going to have the last seen, and I don't think we should set a value for that right now, which will probably be a design decision that comes back and bites us in the ass. But I think that if we set it here, we're gonna have trouble because, for example, one of the things that we're going to need to do is on initialization of Dougalbot. Let's say Dougalbot has gone offline for an hour, right? Or something like that. It doesn't matter what the length of time is. One of the things Dougalbot will need to do eventually is actually catch up on all of the messages that have occurred since the last boot. And that's not going to be current information, and so we can't set we can't set the last seen time to now, because that actually is probably not relevant. So now I'm just taking a hard look at my entity itself to decide, okay, is last seen actually a useful field at the moment, because we're not currently tracking it. We're not doing anything with it, and if we do get to the point where we are, then the logic to make sure it's set should be there. And so I think I'm going to opt in this case to actually just remove this field, because we do not care when the user was last seen. Yes, I think this is the path we're taking forward. Yep. All right. So now that we've got our mappers set up, we can clean up a lot of this code, quite a lot. Yes. All right. Boom. Map message. We don't need it. Map user. We don't need it. Save message. We are going to get rid of that for now. Yeah, because we have our events, which are totally fine. We don't need our save Discord channel. We don't need our save Discord server. And actually, you know what? We're going to get rid of all of these repositories. That's right, folks. We are gutting our class. And the reason we're doing this is that we are going to put all of that functionality into its own place. A place that has the single responsibility of just taking the things we hand it and doing something with them. So, we have our routing JDA handler, which implements iDoughlBot handler, which, if we remember, has the message received event. And get handled message regexes. We're going to rename this. This is going to be iDoughlBot message received handler. Not message received handler. Because obviously we don't need that. And both of these I think we will in fact rename. Yes. Any questions? Any comments? Anybody want to say anything snarky or horrible? Because you know what? I've got pretty thick skin. I mean, if you say something horrible, I'll probably just tell you to go fuck yourself. But that's okay. You know, I think if you've got something horrible to say, then you should be able to handle somebody telling you to go fuck yourself. And if you've got something nice to say, you know, then I'll say something probably equally nice, just because that's how I roll, folks. Okay, so let's take a look now at this. So we've got, sorry, you can't see where I'm pointing on my screen. You can't see that. We've got our handle message, which is taking in the JDA message received event. We're doing a bunch of shit with it, but really, we don't want to do that. We want to take in a Discord message, right? That's all we really want. Yes, I think that is what we want. Although that's maybe not entirely true, now that I think about it. Because there are some things that we actually need the event on. You know, if we want to send a message back to the channel, then we are going to need, you know, the actual instance. Let me just take a look at the JDA service. Okay, so I think I know what we're going to do. We need to extend the functionality of our JDA service, because if we want to send a message to a channel, we need a way of doing that. No doubt. But really, we want to keep our handlers from being, you know, too tightly coupled to the JDA library if we can. Just because, you know, a year or two from now, JDA might be gone, and there might be some great new replacement for it that we want to use instead. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to update the Dooglebot JDA service. We're going to make it implement another interface, which will be our Discord service interface. Which will extend application listener, application ready event. And it will have our send message to channel action. It will have well, I mean, that's the only one we really need right now. Is the ability to send a message to the channel. And since we do have a JDA instance here, it's perfect. It makes sense. So we're going to say we need a new Java class. This is going to be Discord service. We are going to have this go ahead and extend this interface. And that way this doesn't need to implement both of them. It will implement just the one. Totally missed a keyword there. Sorry, folks. that works too. And this needs to be an interface as well, which is why this once again needs to be extends. And now we can just change this to Discord service, and everything should still work just fine. All right, perfect. Yes, this is what I want. This is exactly what I want. Let me just double check that I need, or that I don't have anything else in here that I need to take care of. Yeah, that should all be good. So let's add a method. So we're going to add a method. All right, it's going to return a Boolean because we need to know whether it was successful or not. I'm going to say send message to channel. Right now we're just going to deal in strings. String message and Discord channel. Channel. Oh, I don't know why I did that. This just needs to be a semicolon. And then here, we'll need to go ahead and implement that. All right, so we will say this.jda dot get guild channel by ID. We're going to get this by channel dot get ID. Call that guild channel. And then we will say guild channel dot hang on. Channel dot send message. This has got to be a message channel. Nope, so this is going to be, let's just get rid of all this shit. What the fuck? All right, so we'll say this.jda dot get channel, and let's see if we can find a message channel. Get text channel by ID. That's probably what we need. I think text channel is in fact a message channel implementing class. Channel dot get ID. Text channel. Now we can say text channel dot send message. Yay! I see. Okay, so yeah, we can actually do some shit with that, but we're not going to. That should be fine. And so we will say message Shit, no, we can't because we, let's see what we can do here. All right. Why can't I implement this? Oh no, fuck all that. Jesus Christ. Alright, so let's see. Text message maybe? Channel message? I could go, I could go read the documentation, but where's the fucking fun in that? Yeah, this really just needs to be a message channel. So let's just sort this out. Text channel dot get message channel maybe. Nope. Back to the drawing board, folks. Dot get. No, can't directly get the message channel. Ah, son of a bitch. Curse, 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 Google, Google, Google. This is the core of software engineering. Okay, so let's say JDA get message channel by ID. All right, let's see. All right, so text channel is a subinterface. Right, so why the fuck? Ah, I see. So what we're dealing with in the other class isn't actually a text channel. It is something else. All right, let's see if we can debug our application. It may or may not build. Only one way to find out. Yep, there we go. That's message channel cannot be converted to. God damn it! See, it's this fucking thing. I'll tell you what. Message channel cannot be converted to a guild channel. Well, you know, I always have the option of just backing the fuck up and undoing all of my changes, but I am a stubborn bastard, and I'm not going to do that right now. I might do it later because you never know. But it's that shitty design, right? That I'm talking about. So all right. I mean, I should be able to get a text channel. Oh, yeah, but I can. But then I can't actually send a message to it. This is bad, bad library design. It's so fucking stupid. It's overly complicated. Anybody in chat agree? Like anybody who's a programmer, am I crazy, or is this just really really bad design? We've got message channel, guild channel, and text channel, and none of them are the same. They're all related to each other. But in the dumbest possible way. Okay, so if we have a message channel, we can send messages. If we have a guild channel, we cannot. And if we have a text channel, we cannot. So now let's take a look at our service. JDA, so we can get a text channel. We can get a guild channel. We absolutely cannot get a message channel. All right, let's try something else. Get guild by ID. We should have the channel should have the guild, right? Yeah, server. Oh hell, I've got too much shit going on. Hang on. All right, so this should be channel dot get server dot get ID. All right, so now then we can say dot get can we get our message channel? We can get a guild channel, but can we get a message channel? We can get a store channel, text channel. Once again, not what we need. Yeah, it does not look like we can do so. All right, so let's try something else. Let's say JDA.get text channel by ID. Now let's see if we can. Wait. What? I swear to God this wasn't there. Right? Am I insane? Oh, Jesus, folks. I've lost the plot. I've lost the plot. That whole big thing I just did, that whole big thing, right? That whole big thing. Yep. It's a mess, folks. Okay. All right. It's fine. It's gonna be okay. Well, there we go. We're sending the message to the channel now. You know, let's clean this up a little bit, but oh, hang on. Let's pull this out. Now let's see what we've got. Message action dot is edit is empty. Q is void. We could deal with the completable future. What I'm looking for here is a way to determine whether or not the message has sent successfully. I mean, they are returning void from their Q method, so you know, maybe it's okay for us to do the same. I mean, it's shitty design, but that is fine. There. Now you can quit moaning about it. There we go. All right, so now we need to deal with this. In our Discord message mapper, we have our message, and we're getting the message channel from it, and we need it to be a guild channel. So let's see, source dot get guild, nope, get channel. This is a message channel. We could use the JDA in it. Get JDA dot get guild channel by ID. No, wait. Oh, that's get guild. Ha ha ha. get JDA dot get guild channel by ID. Get ID long. Okay. All right, so now this should be a guild channel. It's convoluted, and now we've got some tight coupling between our mapper. Well, actually, no, that's fine. Our mapper already is tightly coupled to JDA because we've got our message. And so that's fine. That's fine. I am okay with that. Let's give it a go and see if anything else breaks. All right, so that's good. Things are at least not broken, which is good. That's a step in the right direction. All right, so now here, ooh, we've got a problem. No. I very nearly made a big mistake. So routing JDA handler is injected into Dooglebot JDA service. Routing JDA handler has a map of handlers injected into it from the Spring context. If I then, inside those handlers, have the JDA service injected into them, then I have a circular dependency. So I'm going to need to have something that sits beside both of those, and which is initiated to contain this JDA. This is a design decision that I don't think is best made at 8:30 p.m. after a long day. And so what I'm going to do is not make that decision right now. The handling of mapping things is done correctly. And each of these handlers right now is capable of sending messages because they're still tightly coupled to, to the thing, right? Very articulate. So we're going to leave that alone. And instead, inside our routing JDA handler, so we're going to create a new handler class. Actually, no, we're going to call this a a service. Our persistent service. Once again, I know there's a quicker way to do this, but I can't remember what it is, and I don't think I really care, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, we're gonna not do it the quick way. We're gonna do it the slow, stupid way. All right. All right, so we're going to say public void save Discord or save, we'll call it save Discord guild. And we are going to take in no, we're actually going to leave this. We're going to leave this decoupled from JDA. So we're going to call save Discord server, Discord server, server. And let's go ahead and give us a private Discord server repository. Discord server repository. Ah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. We're going to say public void save Discord message. And this will say Discord message. And we'll just, yeah, let's go ahead and implement this real quick. .save server samples. All right, private Discord message. This is still a message repository. Let's refactor that. That should be a-okay. That's perfect. All right, so we'll say Discord message repository dot save message. Public void save Discord channel. And this will be Discord channel. If you've ever wanted to pursue a career in software engineering and this stream makes you want to pull out your hair, just know it's not always quite this dry. Discord channel repository. There we go. This is just this is kind of low. Low thought work. Yep, we're good to go. Except I'm not injecting that into the constructor. All right, so we got the server, message, channel, user. And of course, this isn't all, done yet, because actually several of these things have to have, data structures pulled out of them, verified to be saved before we actually save them. Because it's possible, for example, that during the saving of a message, we will see a Discord user who doesn't exist in our database yet, and this will currently fail because if the user hasn't been saved, the message won't save either. So we'll solve that in a moment, but it shouldn't be a big deal. Should be simple. .save user. There we go. It's exactly what we're looking for right there. All right, so Discord user is straightforward. Done. Discord server, straightforward. Done. A Discord channel, we will need to ensure that when saving a channel, we first say Discord server repository dot, let's see, exists by ID, channel dot get server dot get ID. Right, if not, all right, so if the Discord server does not exist, we will say actually we're just going to say save Discord server channel.getServer. That's fine. Yep. And then for the message, all right, the message is going to have a channel and a user. I've lost my service. Okay, so now we will say, first we need the if not Discord channel repository dot exists by ID message dot get channel dot get ID, save Discord channel message dot get channel, and then again if not Discord user repository dot exists by ID message dot get user get author dot get ID, and we'll say save Discord user message dot get author. I should probably update that naming because once again, it is not consistent. All right. So a Discord channel belongs to a server. We've got our check. A Discord message belongs to a channel and has a user who is their author. We have verified that all of those things exist. So we're good to go. So now let's go to our Dougalbot JDA service. No, sorry. That is incorrect. We want to go to our routing JDA handler. We're going to go ahead and, yeah, we've got our persistent service. So on Guild Ready, we are going to say Discord server mapper. Yeah, shit. I'm going to need all of those injected in here. All right, there we go. We've got our Discord server, and we'll say persistent service dot save Discord server. Simples. Everything is easy. That's not necessarily true, but that's all right. That is a-okay. All right, now we're going to text channel create event. All right, so let's, when a text channel is created, we are going to get the event dot get channel. We're going to actually need to implement or bring in our private Discord channel mapper. Discord channel mapper. There we are. That should just work. Because a text channel is a guild channel. And that is just fine. And then we can say persistent service dot save Discord or no, we want to save the Discord channel. Next, we will need a message mapper. Yeah, server, channel, message. Yes. Do I want to save messages from bots? I think for now we do. So we'll say Discord message mapper dot map event dot get message. Yeah, that's fine. This is what we want. Yes. Okay. So then we will say persistent service dot save Discord message. Discord message. Simples. Okay, so then let's delete this. Let's say everywhere we've got that, we're going to say Discord message dot get raw message content. Let's just place that there and there and there. And then here we'll say Discord message dot get author dot get global Discord username. For this case, that should be a-okay. And I think that's it. We've cut the size of this class down significantly. It's really only now doing the single thing, which is routing messages to where they need to go, which is great. And what we can do next time is find a better way to deal with the JDA instance so that we don't create a circular dependency for ourselves. Of course, this would not be complete if we did not verify that it's working. Which it should be. So here we go. Let's just right here say hello everyone. Wop wop. All right, so we got a problem. This Discord message mapper is null. What have we done? We've failed to add it to the constructor. That'll do it every time. That's your problem right there. Darn tootin', don't you know? Something Wisconsin. Simples. Let's just double check that we've got our shit where it needs to be. I think what people like most about me is that I'm very articulate. Yeah, no, I don't care about that. So let's just take a look. All right, we've got our development discussion. We've got our Dougal zone, and we've got that right there. So next time, I think we are going to implement a few things. So upon startup, we want to ensure that every channel that we can find in the guild is mapped, right? And every guild should be automatically mapped upon startup, which that's actually already happening. Which let me just I want to prove that to myself because I actually think that's true, but want to know that it's true. Because I do not have any logging here. So I should be able to go to server, API test server, and see, yes, the Dougal zone. We're good to go. All right, and actually, you know what? We're gonna do one more thing. On text channel create is working just fine. We think. Actually, let's go ahead and verify that. So we'll go here. I'm going to look at the channels. Got an empty one. I'm going to add a new text channel. This is going to be called testing it works. And if we go here, on text channel create has been called. And if we pull that out, testing it works. Simples. That's fine. And so let's implement one more thing before we go, which is on Guild Ready. Let's do the following. First, let's just extract a variable here since I'm going to need to use it. Guild dot get channels. Let me see what this is implemented as. Does it? Okay, yeah, this includes hidden. We probably want to go with false in there because we don't want to deal with that. And then let's do a for each on this. And we'll say channel. All right, so we'll say Discord channel mapper dot map channel, and we'll just go ahead and save it directly. Persistent service dot save Discord channel. Yeah, perfect. All right. So now if we restart this, one of several things will happen. It'll either explode horribly, or when we go here, yes, there we go. We have all of the, hang on just a sec. So we got text channels. Ooh, this is not good. All right, so we've got a bug. All right, so if we pull up the Dougal zone, we've got here, it says text channels. Then it says general go live, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Text channels is showing up as a channel. Now that's probably not harmful, but that does suggest that there is some sort of hey app, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, man, we're finding well, I mean, this isn't so much a bug, right? The software is in fact doing exactly what I told it to. But it's just the there's definitely something off. So one of the things that I'm experiencing, the more I work with this library, JDA, is that, all right, there are several possibilities. One is that the people who wrote this library are really just exceptionally brilliant, and I, as a humble, dipshit, do not understand their methodology. Two, they're a bunch of fucking idiots, and they've designed their whole library ass backwards. I'm guessing it's somewhere between the two, right? They probably had like a design philosophy they were following when they put it together, but it's one that, until I read a description of it, sure seems dumb as fuck to me. Yeah, it's almost always somewhere in the middle. I mean, that's not always true, right? Sometimes one person's just the shithead, but in this case, it's very likely, not that. So let's just toss a dot filter. Let's see. Will you go ahead and fill that in for me? Because I can't remember what the syntax for this is. Is it just another lambda? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. All right, so guild channel dot get type equals channel type dot text. Okay, so let's see how this does. So basically, if I remember, I think filter takes a predicate which returns Boolean. Certainly, if that were not true, this would probably be complaining. So now what we're doing is we're basically, before we loop through each channel and save it to the database, we are just filtering the list based upon whether or not each channel is a text channel. That seems relatively sensible to me. So let's see if it blows up or if it does what I expect. All right, so far so good. All right, general clips and highlights, bot, playground, memes, gaming. Yeah, that's a much more sensible list. That's what we're looking for. Okay. So we just there were channel types that I, as somebody who hasn't read the documentation, did not know about. And I'm just going to look real quick. Again, channel type dot. All right, so we've got category, group, private, store. I don't know what the fuck that is. Text, unknown. That's I hope I never run into that. And then voice, which that's fine. Yeah, we definitely are not going to be dealing with voice channels anytime soon in this bot. Okay, great. So yeah, on ready, we're loading, or on guild ready rather. We're going ahead and parsing all of the channels out, persisting them. You missed it because it was kind of the earlier part of the stream, but we have greatly reduced the size of the routing JDA handler by implementing the code in a way that is better. So the act of mapping channels, for example, from the JDA data structure into the Dougalbot data structure that now exists in its own class, which, is implementing a mapper class. Same thing with all this other shit. We also have the persistence service, which is now responsible for saving things to the DB, right? So it handles the logic, for example, that if you're saving a message, you first need to ensure that the Discord channel is saved and the Discord user is saved, because obviously if either of those doesn't exist in the database, then saving will fail. So given that, I have been doing this for about 2 hours now, and I'm getting tired because I'm old, right? It's like 9 o'clock. I should be, I don't know, whatever old people do, right? Like reading QAnon. I don't know. That's what all the old people I know do. Not all of them, but most of them. Most of the old people that I know have been eaten by Fox News, though. So that's just how it goes. So we're gonna wrap it all up. Call it a day. So we're gonna very quickly see if there's anybody online to raid. I don't know if anybody remembers those old commercials, the old raid commercials. I think we'll pop on over to Kings Falls channel. So everybody, I've had a good night. I hope you've had a good night, and I will catch you next time. Also, something I'm going to put out there, right? So everybody who's watching right now is on my Dougal Zone Discord, but I am trying to decide whether or not I'm going to continue this this particular stream series. The viewership on it is pretty low, which is totally understandable, right? Like, not everybody wants to watch somebody else sit there in near silence and write code. So, it's like, it's absolutely not for everybody. But also what I'm finding is that because I am only working on this project when I'm streaming it, it's taking forever. This project should be done already. And so, if it's something that everybody loves and, that people are just dying to watch, I'll keep it up. But if it's not, I might just get this project off the ground and, out into the world where it can start doing some shit and go from there. So, just kind of putting that out there as an earworm. I'll give it at least 2 more sessions, right? Just to ensure that it gets out there, but I'm undecided on whether or not it's going to continue. And it's, it's nothing against the stream or anything like that. It's just the downsides may outweigh the benefit of doing it, right? Like, if nobody's watching, I'm not teaching anybody. And if I'm not teaching anybody, then why the fuck would I want to slow down my project to do it? And so, yeah, and it's. I mean, it is kind of a weird thing, right? Like people come to my channel on Tuesdays and watch me shoot Nazis in the testicles with a sniper rifle, and then they come on Thursday and watch me sit in silence while I, type out a bunch of code that only sometimes works, right? Um, yeah, so I just putting that out there. Haven't decided yet. All right, so here we are. Oh, hang on. Gotta do the thing. Yeah, man, I'm a big fan of Sniper Elite Four. It's a good game. All right, I'm sending us on a raid. So have a great night, folks. I really appreciate you, every one of you. And here we go.
Here we are. Oh, I need fucking one more. Alright, fine. I can get that.